Hello, Sagittarius. Thank you for tuning into this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Tarot Illuminati by Eric C. Dunn. Supportive Oracle cards, Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. Okay. Alright, there's one card I'm pretty sure that wants... Okay. Okay. Let's see where this goes. This is very interesting. They've all been interesting today. In the sense of, like, it's making the best out of what is not the best situation. It just seems like all of them are going that way. Let's just go with it. Without over-explaining it, let's just go with it. The first card we got here is knowledge. And this, I gotta fix this card. This deck is getting a little old, a little long in the tooth, but I love it still, so I still use it. Knowledge is how this is starting, and it feels like... It's almost like I feel like I've done this before, but you might not have the actual knowledge in the forefront of your mind, but it's whatever situation you're going through, it's got that deja vu feeling to me. And when I'm feeling knowledge, like when I connect to knowledge, I feel like knowledge is knowing, like you have the information, like having the book knowledge. The way I view it, and I could have this backwards, but this is how I view it, wisdom is like the application of knowledge. I think I could have that backwards. I could have that backwards. But I think wisdom comes from knowledge. Like, that's the application of knowledge. In the comments, we can split hairs in it if you want. But it's making me feel like you have the book knowledge to this situation. Like, you kind of know as you're going into it. Like, this feels very familiar. Feels like you should know what to do or you've been through this before. Now, you're trying to do the best you can with this situation. Health is on your mind. You're trusting that the things you're doing are for the best and that you're going one foot after the other, just doing what you need to do. Prosperity seems to be here in the environment. Like, you are having a very, very positive effect. The trust here seems a little bit interesting to me because with the health and the trust, you want to believe you're doing the best, but you seem to be always questioning it at the same time. I think I'm doing the best, but I don't know. I think I'm doing the best, but I don't know. It seems like it's the right thing to do, but I really don't know. I'm going to keep going forward even though I don't know. But the situation is definitely benefiting from what you're doing. And I'm getting, like, there's a lot of people around you who seem to be very lifted up from how you're acting. There is some negativity here. As you keep moving forward, other people seem to feel lifted up. Now, it's either because you're doing things for them that they're feeling that they can't, or you're setting the example, probably a mishmash of both. Because that Sagittarian energy just seems to help. Like, when it needs to happen, it's not often you see a Sagittarian, like, sitting around and going, well, let me think about that. They just seem to do it. It just seems like y'all just seem to do it. You just do it. And I feel like this energy is very helpful. You are being extremely helpful. I feel like you're being a lot more helpful than you're aware of. Like, you might be questioning it and wondering if you're doing what you should be, but the energy you're creating is extremely positive. And that's a credit to you is what I'm getting. Now, this in the environment, there's this card fell out, and it is Harmony is on its side. Okay, so... Harmony is on its side. I don't feel like this is wrong to be on its side. Like, I don't feel like it should be right side up. I feel like it's most productive on its side. If it's too harmonious, I don't feel like things are actually getting solved. I feel like there's a balance of getting along and a balance of not getting along that seems to be bringing forth more understanding of what actually is happening and what actually needs to be done. This was face down, kind of like maybe not realizing that the half harmony. It's kind of like you don't really know if people are going to get along today or not. It's one of those things. Like, we might be getting along today, we might not. things might start off well, then go a little rough and go a little backwards. It just seems like it kind of wavers back and forth. It's actually a very good thing. It is promoting more understanding, and truth is kind of coming forward. Truth is happening here and giving you somewhere to stand and people something to really look at and to really go, all right, well, that was really a nasty way to say that, but it was the truth, so let me see what I can do with it. I feel like there's like a little, I feel like somebody's like really kind of like giving it every now and then they're pulling back, and then they're and then somebody else might be and pulling back, but the truth is coming forward and it is helping. It may not seem like it's the most ideal way for it to come forward, but it is making a difference. You got the Knight of Swords, the Ace of Swords, and the Justice card coming in here, which to me, I really feel like this is a lot of harsh communication, but honest communication, truthful communication. We got the Justice card here. Harmony on its side seems to be saying that even though it seems harsh, it's harsh than nice, harsh than good, harsh than this, harsh than that. It just keeps wavering back and forth. It doesn't seem to go full board either way. It's kind of like floating in the middle. I'm getting there is a lot of healing in this situation because of it. Whatever the main situation may be, this feels like emotional healing. And people, I feel like, who are dealing with this do not realize that that's what's happening. There's a lot of emotional healing, a lot of emotional, I want to say, defrosting, where these emotions that have been stuck under the ground for the longest time are coming up and being let loose, and people are trying to keep control of that, so they're trying to like not do that. So when it comes out, they're really thinking like, why did I say that? And they're really starting to understand more of their own inner workings. It actually is a good thing. I just feel like it may be questionable when you're experiencing it, if you really feel it's a good thing. It's kind of like, well, it didn't feel like it was a good thing, so I guess if you say so. I feel like that's coming through. You're going to have your piece of this. I feel like you're trying to help people get along, but once in a while, and I feel like this is good, you get dragged into it, but then you try to get a hold of yourself because you're participating too. This, like, I don't want to say letting it happen, but it happening once in a while here and there, and then questioning it and like thinking about like, wait, why did I say that? I thought I was fine. Why did that come out of my mouth? This seems to be a natural energy you're experiencing, and it's kind of like bleeding over to you. It's almost like pulling you into the same feeling. And you just might be doing it without realizing it and then going, why did I say that? Like, then you're thinking about it. I also see you going, the thing is, you're also moving forward very quickly, and you've got more things to move on to. So I feel like when these things happen, the situation might seem like it's a little too volatile, even though it never really gets out of control. You do say your piece, you do say your truth with the authenticity. You also might try to gloss it over, like, oh, never mind. I feel like that might come in. You also give this air of fertility. You're giving this air of, opportunity. I know it's fertility, but I'm feeling opportunity. Well, I mean, fertility is an opportunity because I'm feeling like things are moving forward and people are really dealing with things. I feel like once this really starts to be more of a thing, I do see you moving on from it, though, and going into something else, kind of like, I don't want to be a part of this anymore. That's fine. It just seems like it's getting a little bit too uncomfortable. I don't want to do it. That's not a bad thing. That's fine. If you're getting that intuitive nudge, I just want to get away from this, roll with it. It's not bad. Just roll with it. I just feel like that's your cue. Go follow your own energy on that. Because the next situation, like there's a new situation that needs you. It needs some more balance. That's why you're going, like, because I feel like this starts becoming a thing, and then you kind of move on from it. Don't feel bad about it. Don't feel like, I don't know. Don't feel anything you don't want to feel about it, I guess. Move on. Let yourself let it go, because there's another situation that needs you. You're just needed somewhere else. It's not bad nor good. They're just saying something else needs you. A new situation. What does that say? New beginnings, new situation. New situation needs help balancing. It's the Six of Pentacles, which is give and take, but it's also like a balance card when I feel it. Like something else needs help balancing out. I'm feeling you're going into something else. You now have the wisdom. Like knowledge leading into wisdom. I swear I didn't realize that was down here. I must have seen it, but not realized I've seen it because it was right here in front of my face. So, whatever. You're taking your knowledge from the past, you've created some wisdom, you're bringing this new knowledge into this new situation. Is the same thing going to happen? Because I see you like solidifying and coming in and like, all right, I've done this once already. I know what to do now. I've experienced it. Let's see how this rolls out. Let's roll the dice and give it a shot. You're coming into the next situation. The Emperor is telling me like you seem to feel like you have a better scope of how to handle this next situation, and I feel like you're trying to like preemptively keep it from becoming a little bit more volatile, because you're kind of like, well, I was doing good before, and then people got a little bit, sharp with their words after a while. So now you're like, now that I experienced it that way, let me change this a little bit and see if I can do it a different way so people don't get so sharp with their words. It's going to happen again. It's literally going to happen again. When all this comes in, I feel like what they're trying to let you know is like the way these sharp words coming out, it's part of the situation. It's part of what's making things better. I don't think it's comfortable for you. This is one of those times in life when uncomfortable things happen. We don't like it, but it's making a change. Maybe it's hard to see the good in it. It depends how intense it gets, because I know if it can get real intense, it's really hard to see the positive. I understand that. But I'm getting like the Isis inspiration is telling me it's coming forward again. People are going to vent out again, and then they're going to walk away. I feel like people, the way you're handling it the second time, I feel like they might be more venting out on you. And I feel like you're very upset about this with the Ten of Swords. I'm also getting like there's kind of like this disconnect, like once you step back and somebody else says, hey, don't own that, that's literally not your fault. Even though that person was nasty to your face and said some really rotten things to your face, I feel like somebody else is trying to say, don't own that. That's literally not your fault. It's kind of like saying, somebody coming up and screaming at you about the mess that's on the floor and telling you how messy and disgusting you are because of the mess on the floor, and then storming away and just flipping you the bird as they walk out the door. And you're feeling bad about it, and then somebody next to you says, Sagittarius, you didn't make that mess. Like, you literally didn't do that. There's no reason for you to feel bad about that. That's all that person. Let that go with them. You literally didn't do this. You didn't do that. Don't let that be yours. Don't own that as yours. Don't worry about that person's perception. They're clearly a little off to the side. Let that go. And I feel like there's some help here where somebody's saying, you know what, this moment hit a negative spot again. I really feel like there's somebody there with you, like saying, don't own this. And it could be intuitively. Maybe there's a part of in your brain going, wait a minute, I didn't make that mess. Why is this person yelling at me? How can they say that I'm this disgusting person when I just walked in the room? I have nothing to literally do with this mess. How can... Like, there might be a part of your brain just like this thought going through your head, like, do not own that. Do not own that. Go with that thought, because that might be a spirit guide kind of pushing through, like, that is not yours to own. Do not own that. Just like the situation is healing, that person needed to vent. It's not fair that they did that to you, but do not own that. They want you to let that go. Realize the truth that's not for you. Even if it's like you've been working on something and something happened and maybe something fell, it's not even your fault. But maybe you were a part of the situation. Maybe you were cleaning this room and then you put something on this one table, you didn't know it was a faulty table, the leg gave out, you had no idea, it made a big mess. It's still not for you to own. It's still not your fault. You didn't purposely set it up to make that happen. Do not own that. Follow that. Either there's going to be somebody physically there telling you do not own that, or there's going to be that intuitive nudge inside saying that is not yours. Roll with that. Go with that. Let it wash away. Because I feel like you're going to be kind of like a little disappointed. You're going to be kind of fighting with it. Oh, but that person thinks this about me. Oh, but that person said that. I wonder who else is going to think this about me. Let it wash away. Don't own that. Let it go. People are not going to own that with you. Let it go. That's the hardest part with this. I'm getting you're doing a really good job. That's why the Two of Cups is there. Remind yourself you're doing really good. You're making a very positive impact. Don't let this moment knock you down. Let it wash away. There's visualizations to let things like that go. Do they call it the God box or the universe box? Where you relax yourself, you visualize yourself holding on to this item that represents the problem, You put that in this box, you shut the box, you hand it over to an angel or to the deity of your choice, your Messiah, whoever you might believe in or feel you're connected with, whatever that is. There's another way to do it. There's visualizing yourself writing it down, crumpling up the paper and throwing it into a river in your mind and watching it wash away, and the problems and the pain wash away with it. There's other things like that you can do. Those are very simple Cliff Note versions of meditations, but you can do stuff like that. Literally, you could actually write it down and then shred it or just get rid of it, destroy it in some version that's safe. Whatever you need to do. That's another way to get rid of that. Whatever you do, just do not own that negativity. You're doing so good. Don't let that negativity like knock you down because you're doing too good. You're doing so much good. Don't let this dampen that. Anything else? All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you need a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. I believe my Instagram is below too, so you want to see the current prices. Again, the email is jamesforastral@gmail.com. Number 4. Thank you.